Well, hello.
Hey, what's up, Fighter? Fightman64 here, and welcome to our first ever Halloween project of 2023. And today, we're going to be covering Luigi Mansion 2, or better known as Luigi Mansion Dark Moon in America. For this topic, we're going to be covering all 5 of the mansions in the game from worst to best. And for those who want to know, I am not going to be counting Skyscraper for this video. So, sorry Skyscraper fan, but today's topic, we're just going to be focusing on the main story for now. And we'll talk about the 5 mansions. To which one I think are the worst, to ones I think are the best. So, as you guys already know, Luigi Mansion 2 has been announced on June 2023 Nintendo Direct. And then we got a confirmation title later on September 2023. And that being, of course, Luigi Mansion 2 HD. And I figured, why not talk about this for a change? Because I'm really excited to play this game personally. Now, it might be a remake and that stuff, but that doesn't stop me from being excited because, honestly, I've been wanting to record this game for quite some time. But the problem is that I didn't have a capture card for the 3DS. I don't plan to go out of my way to do that get a capture card for the 3DS because it is expensive to find one. And I don't dare to do that. So, next year, I probably am going to be recording Luigi Mansion 2 HD more than likely, since it'll be out on summer 2024. So, before we start, if y'all could do me a huge favor and punch that like button on this video, I would really appreciate it. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button today if you are not a subscriber already, because there are still many of you watching my videos as a non-subscriber. And if you're one of them, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button today and let's reach our next goal of 400 subs. And also, hit the notification bell if you enjoy gaming content such as this one. We are close to 400, so be sure you hit that subscribe button. So before we start this countdown, I'm just going to warn you guys in advance that spoiler warning will be up ahead. So if you have not played this game yet or haven't seen the gameplay at least to get the idea, then I suggest you click away from this video now and then return later once you played the game or seen gameplay on YouTube or wherever on social media. So, with all that out of the way, let's get the countdown rolling! Okay, so starting at the bottom of the well at number 5, we have the Secret Mine. The Secret Mine is the second to last mansion that Luigi goes to before the final mansion where King Boo awaits him. So, this mansion really isn't all that good in my opinion. It also doesn't help the fact that this is like the shortest mansion in the game and you're not there for long. So, the deal with Secret Mine is that this is where you find out how the ghost that you've been fighting the whole time became stronger variant. AKA being the crystal gem at the bottom of the mine, in which you pretty much fight tougher enemies than that. And you're dealing with lots of snow, of course. Now, what I will say also that the teleportation that you find over there is cool and all, but other than that, the mansion in Secret Mine, it really isn't all that good. And the boss fight sucks. That I'll say much. Pretty much, the boss is literally a possessing an ice monster where have to ride on a minecart and shoot boulder at a weak point. But the problem is that you're put under pressure during the fight. Because if your minecart overheat, then it's game over. So for the boss fight, you have to make the shot count. I guess the other reason why it's also at the bottom is because this is one of the only mansions where you do not encounter the lovely Polterpup over there. So yeah, there's not much for me to say here. I guess the blowhole and finding out how the ghosts got stronger and why they're crystallized were pretty cool, and the teleportation. But other than that, I feel like this mansion makes the weakest impact out of the 5 mansions so far. I don't hate this mansion per se, but it's just weak, which is why Secret Mine is going to be at number 5. Don't let the hourglass run out on you, because at number 4 we have the Old Clockwork. The Old Clockwork is the 3rd mission that Luigi goes to in the game, marking it as our midway point in the process. So, this mansion is stranded in the middle of a desert, and it involves around, well, you guessed it, clocks. Basically what we gotta do is we have to collect hour hand, minute hand, and mini contraption to get the clock operating and to activate the booby trap. And to be honest, I feel like Old Clockwork does the clock mechanic and all those other cool mechanics really well. It really gets you to thinking when you think about it. And usually whenever I rank desert theme stage, I usually rank them low. And why it rank at number 4 because, well, I feel like some of the other mansions does a bit better for me, but Old Clockwork is a very good mansion to be going to. Basically, you're dealing with ghosts having tricks up their sleeve, like forming a dirt devil, and ghosts also disguising themselves as mummy, which I thought was pretty cool. It really is a trip to go to on your adventure, and you also get to fight the ancient poltergeist, which is like one of the sub-bosses you face inside the old clock factory. And to me, aside from King Boo's fight being the best, this to me, that does not involve King Boo, has to be one of the best boss fights in the game. So, after you collect all the pieces to get to the top of the clock tower, the professor will meet you over there, where you will be fighting a horde of ghost enemies, ranging from normal enemies to minor enemies too. They can also be equipped with weapons as well, and you fight against 12 waves of enemies, and also the possessor himself, obviously. And Old Clockwork is a fun go-to experience, but usually when it comes to me ranking countdown like this, I'm usually putting Desert Theme Stage close to the bottom of the list, as I said earlier. But like I said before, Old Clockwork isn't a bad mission per se. I think it's pretty good, but I feel like the next 3 does the execution a bit better, which is why Old Clockwork is gonna get number 4 for this list. Okay, enough hopping around. Let's go back to the first mansion of the game. That's right, Gloomy Manor is going to be taking the number 3 spot for this list. Gloomy Manor is the perfect mansion to go to for a beginner, to learn all the skill that Luigi has and to relearn the basics from the original Luigi Mansion, and with taking time to know the learning curve of how the game works. The game starts you off with you just having a flashlight. From there, you will find your poltergeist, which you will take on your journey through multiple mansions, and will find all other mechanics that will prove very useful as well. And I feel like this is the perfect basic mansion that you have to go through. And there's like a bunch of spider web around the mansion, meaning that this manor haven't been used for quite some time, and it kind of does give off an original Luigi Mansion vibe, but not like one of the other mansions that I'll be talking about a little later. This is also the first time we do get to see Polterpup in this game, but practically Luigi didn't really interact with him at that time. We just saw him jumping around at his doghouse into one of the rooms. So, this mansion is filled with knight armors, or there's a bunch of spider web, and there's like a lot of rooms that you go to. And there's also an aquarium. And speaking of spider, the boss fight you fight in the game is literally a big queen spider possessed by a possessor, which is obviously the first boss of the game. But like I said, Gloomy Manor is literally the perfect mansion where you get to learn the basics of the game. And it starts you off quite nicely, and this is why I like it better than old Clockwork, which I talked about a little earlier. Now, it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but this stage, this mansion, you gotta admit, is pretty nostalgic. And most people would probably agree with me if I said that, which is why Gloomy Manor is going to be placed in the middle at number 3. From the first mansion to the second mansion, the next mansion being our runner-up at number 2 is the tallest mansion of the game, Haunted Tower. This design for the mansion has probably got to be my favorite mansion design of all time, mainly because it is based around a big giant tree in the middle. So the mansion is split into 2 sections, one to the left, one to the right, with the tree being the centerpiece. So Haunted Tower, this is where you have to do a lot of climbing, and I mean do a lot of climbing, and you're pretty much taking care of the plant. Whether you're giving plants some good water, or you're just killing like those fly trap plants. And there's like a lot of rooms that I love, like involving in the pool where you find the creepers and the sneaker, who is like one of my favorite ghost enemies in the game, by the way. And there's like many things that I love about Haunted Towers. We also get to fight the 3 sisters in that game, which was the closest we got to a portrait ghost boss, where you fight Herlinda, Lucinda, and Belinda, literally in a graveyard. And this is also the first mansion where you rescue Toad, as much as I hate rescuing Toads in general, of course. But thoughts aside, Haunted Tower is literally, to me, one of the best mansion in the game in terms of design, and the music in Haunted Tower is great. Like, I love that and Gloomy Manor as well. And this is also the first time you get to actually interact with the Polterpup, because as you guys know, for those who played the game, Polterpup plays as the thief, personally. where you have to chase them around and get items that you need and a lot of that stuff. You also fight Gooper for the first time, which is like the big yellow goat round as a ball, and he spits out goo and that stuff. And you're climbing a lot of staircase to get to the boss fight, which is literally on the top of the tree. And you're fighting, guess what? A possessed staircase, which to me is like one of the easiest boss fights of the game. And the fact that the boss fight was very easy, this is kind of why I had to keep Haunted Tower from being at the number 1 spot. So I'm pretty sure you guys know which mansion got the number 1 spot at this point. So let's get to the winner of the best mansion of the game. This was probably to no one's surprise at this point, but taking the number 1 spot as the best mansion of the game is Treacherous Mansion, the final mansion in the game. This mansion is great for many reasons. It has basements and floors, many of them that is, but it's not as tall as Haunted Tower is. But it has a lot of room. And I mean a lot of room. This is where all your skills are put to the test. This is where you have to use all the skills that you learned from the previous mansion. And this is also the mansion where you and King Boo will have your final showdown against each other. You're fighting many ghosts, weak and strong, going through many rooms and seeing a lot of gargoyle statues and encountering many different situations as you covered in past mansion. The game has it all. Like, this mansion would not be great without the mini exhibit that it has. It has like a forest exhibit, a rocket exhibit, an ice age exhibit. It has so many rooms, and it's huge. There's like not a single thing that I don't love about Treasure Mansion. It rocks. The fight against King Boo and fighting his army that's coming from his paranormal dimension and from his power, it just goes to show that King Boo is someone you should not trifle with or mess around, cause he really tests your ability to see if you can really stop him of his domination of the land of Evershade Valley. He created the mansion for a reason, and to provide Luigi a big challenge. And this is probably like the closest we got to the original Luigi Mansion. But of course, the original Luigi Mansion is better than any of the other mansions of the game, including the Last Resort from 3, which happened like years later down the road. But we're not talking Luigi Mansion 3. So it may be stressful to some and be too challenging, but that's the point of why Treasure Mansion is there. It testing your ability of what you learn from the first mansion all the way to here, and that is why Treasure Mansion takes the number 1 spot for this list. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for my countdown of Luigi Mansion 2 Mansion from worst to best. Did you agree with my list, or did you disagree with it? Comment down below and tell me what your rankings are for Luigi Mansion 2 Mansion from worst to best. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on that. So, that's going to be it for this video for now. Thank you guys all so much for watching it, and if you enjoyed the countdown video and you'd like to see more Luigi Mansion related videos in the future, don't forget to punch that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. So, once again, I am Fightman64. See you all. Have a good day. game on, my friends, and take care. Goodbye, everybody, and stay safe. Adios.